Can design your designs yourself. All right, so welcome to today's masterclass. Thanks for joining us here at Amdoranalytics. This is our first ever graphic design masterclass. So we're going to be learning a lot. It's not going to be a very long section. It's just very short. Yeah, it will not take more than less than 2 hours. We'll be out of here. So thank you for joining us. Thank you and welcome
Right.
to Amdoranalytics masterclass. Hi, Björn. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening.
Hello, Björn. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening.
Okay, I know you are speaking. Oh, okay, just give me a second. Give me a second. Just give me a second. Okay, so let's proceed. I know you can hear me very clear and loud. Thank you very much. So to disconnect my headset. Okay. All right, so I'm going to share my screen now. Let's introduce Amdoranalytics. I don't know if today is your first time joining Amdoranalytics master class on anything. Well, I know today is the first masterclass on graphic design. So let's talk about Amdoranalytics. Okay, my name is Jane, and I'll be your host for today's masterclass, joining you from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you very much for joining Amdoranalytics masterclass. After please send calls on groups, notify the groups. That be all right. Okay, so let's proceed. Let's do a quick introduction of the program.
Hmm? Okay, hold on.
Okay, so just a minute
Mhm.
to read. Okay, so welcome, and let's talk about Amdoranalytics. Just like I said, if today is your first time joining our program, thank you very much and welcome. My name is Chinyere, and I'll be your host for today's masterclass program. So we're going to be discussing on graphic designs, how you can design graphics, how you can design comparing graphs, and how you can bring insights from how you can bring comparing visuals. Okay, how you can stand out as a brand, how you can actually use graphic designs. Even if you don't want to dive into that as a profession, you can use it, learn it, and be using it to design graphics for your brand. Okay, so welcome, and let's proceed. So this is Amdoranalytics, as you all know. Amdoranalytics is an edtech company, that is educational technology company. We are known for that edtech company that is committed to empowering individuals to become global talents through our comprehensive and accessible training programs. So we are known for this, right? So if you want to dive into the field of tech, you want to become a professional in your career path, you want to choose these in-demand skills, this is where you are going to learn it and learn it once and follow that. That's what we are known for. Simple, very short. And do you know what? Our mission is very simple. Very simple. Now, what's our mission? Our mission is to make sure that we bridge the skill gap by equipping learners with in-demand skills. Now, what are the in-demand skills? We looked around us and we said, you know what? There are a lot of skills out there that we know that they are in demand. There are these skills that if you acquire it, you have become this global top individual, because anybody can actually hire you from anywhere across the globe. And we find out that these are some in-demand skills that people can actually, get in this area where we are now and be start earning well. We gather them together, bring them here to be equipping individuals, persons like you, into this space. Okay. So our mission is just to ensure that we equip you, the learner, with those in-demand skills, enabling them to make informed decision, drive innovation, and create positive change in the tech-driven world, particularly across the African continent. That is very simple, to ensure that all African people, all the Black community, that they all have what it takes to become a global talent just by learning in-demand skills. Now, with track record of success, we have trained over 6,000 participants, not just training them, we have helped them to transition into the tech space and learn their first tech roles. Okay, so in this space, we have done a lot of things by helping the Black communities. Now, we have given out a lot of scholarships for universities here in Nigeria and across outside Nigeria as well. So what are we doing? We specialize in training individuals in the field of data analytics, data science, cyber security, HR analytics, business analytics, data engineering, and of course, graphic designing. So that's actually why we're here. Now we're here because we wanted to learn, here because we want you to dive into the tech space, even if you don't want to code. You know, a lot of people want to dive into the tech space, but they will be like, you know what, I want to dive into the tech space, but I don't want to code. I just want to learn something simple that will be earning me money. Now, if you're that kind of person that you don't want to code, you don't want to do anything like coding, and you want to be in the tech space and you want to do something that will be earning you money, then this session is just for you. You know why I said so, right? Someone reached out to me, that's about 2 weeks ago, and was like, okay, you know what? I am a O-level graduate. I don't have any BSc, I don't have any degree and thereabouts, but I want to dive into the tech space. Can you please recommend one space for me that you know that if I dive in, I will not struggle? And I recommended graphic design because this is something that you can just put your hand together, you design something very cool, and you be collecting cool money. And I have here with me my colleague who will be taking this section. And trust me, this individual have worked with a lot of brands here in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. This is to tell you how in-demand graphic designs are. But I want to show you something, right? You know, a lot of people be like, okay, you know what, I want to dive into this space, but I want to know how much these guys are earning. I don't know if you understand. I want to know how much they're earning, because people want to believe that, okay, if I am in data, if I want to learn data analytics, that's actually where the money is. If I want to learn the cyber security, that is where the money is. Money is everywhere, in as much as you are learning in-demand skills. So let's check something now. I want to show us something quickly. Okay, I want to show us something quickly. So let's dive into, I want to use Indeed. So let's see, because you know one thing about diving into the tech space, right? So I'm going to use rate.uk. One thing about diving into tech space, right? Most times make research. I don't know if you understand. Make research. Ask for the maybe the opportunities in that space. If I dive into the space, will I be able to earn something? What are the perspectives in this space? This is like somebody reached out to me and was asking that same question. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to give you assignments. Now, what's my assignment? Go out there, make research about this particular space that you want to dive in. How much are they earning? Just use a lot of, I recommended 2 or 3 specs, like platforms that you can actually use to make research about all these things. Know how much these guys are earning. Now, let's look at cybersecurity. Graphic design. You know, a lot of people do not know that these guys are in. Everything is not about where you can code. Trust me, everything is not about, I want to dive into the data engineering space. I want to dive into the cybersecurity space. There are a lot of things that you could actually learn in tech without that long time and be earning you a lot. Just like I said, my colleague here who will be taking this program today, this graphic design program, our skills has taken him far in life, in and outside Nigeria, where he's currently earning well for himself. So let's check graphic designs. Let's see if we're going to see. Okay, I'm seeing graphic design. Okay, so location, let's use London, and then let's search for if there is any opportunity for these guys. Now let's look at it together. You can see graphic design manager, how much they want to pay here. Please pay attention. This website is not mine. Okay, we are just doing this together. And to be very honest, I've not searched for this. I have not done this before, but I know that this project or this space has a lot of people. Cool. Please, can you mute yourself? Can you mute yourself, please? Okay, so this is graphic design. You can see graphic design manager. How much do you want to pay? You can see it here. 33,000 to 43,000 pounds per annum. Okay. Now, digital content executive. Okay, let's look back, but it's still part of the content anyways, because graphic design is content. You can see graphic designer, how much they want to pay here. You can see 40,000 to 60,000 pounds per annum. This is not me. I'm not the one that put it out here. Just to tell you the opportunities in this space that a lot of people are looking down. Everything, just hear this from me again. Everything is not about coding. Everything is not about, can I just learn this thing for, for 6 weeks or, 8 weeks and I will be fine. You can learn it even less than that and you'll be earning a lot. Everything is not about cybersecurity. It's not about AI. Just learn something that that there are a lot of opportunities in this space. Imagine learning graphic design for some weeks and you are earning a lot just for yourself, doing well for yourself without coding, without any numbers. I don't know if you understand. It's not everybody that will actually be in the tech space where they're going to be dealing with numbers. You can be in the tech space without numbers and you'll be earning well for yourself. Okay. So let's go down again and see. You can see graphic designer, social media coordinator. You can see how much they want to pay. Graphic designer, you can see it here, 50,000 to 60,000 pounds per annum. There is a lot of them out there. You can start counting. You can see 50 to 60, almost average 50 to 60, 50 to 60,000 pounds per annum. And if you try to use LinkedIn, if you use LinkedIn again, you are going to see a lot of opportunities out there as well. This is to tell you how people in this space are earning a lot without making noise. But then if you go to LinkedIn now, you're going to see a lot of data analytics, data science guys. Everybody's just trying to push their dashboard out there. Everything is not about that particular space. Try another space. That is why we looked at this and we said, okay, you know what? This particular space, people are earning well, and it doesn't stress you to learn. It's something you can actually learn within some weeks. So why not bring it into here? Since we are trying to train people to become global talents, bring it into our program and let's have people learn this thing in just a few weeks and then start making their money. And that is why we are here. So welcome and thank you for joining Amdoranalytics Masterclass. Hope we are all here with me. So let me know those that are here with me. All right. Okay. Thank you very much once more. Thank you for joining. Today's session is going to be very practical. I mean, very practical. You are going to be learning hands-on. You are going to see how you can design something without going that far as a lot of people will be expecting. Okay. Thank you very much. Alfred, if you're there, please take up.
All right, good evening, everybody. Once again, my name is Alfred David. Can you hear me?
Yes, you can hear you.
All right, my name is Alfred David, and I will be taking you on a graphic design masterclass this evening. But before I proceed, I would love to share a slide in probably 5 minutes, and also tell you my story of how I became a graphic designer, and how I won't tell you how much I'm making, but I tell you I'm really making a lot. Can you see my screen, please? I'm sharing my screen. Can you see my screen?
No, you're not yet sharing.
Okay. What is happening? Okay. All right. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So before I start, I started graphic design in 2020 during the lockdown. I just started graphic design because I love graphic design, not even knowing I'll be living by graphic design, or I'll be making money from graphic design. And I tell you, from lockdown till now, I have made a lot. I've made a lot. And I thank God for bringing me this far. So if you're a graphic designer here or you want to learn graphic design, I tell you, your time here won't be a waste. So quickly, we all know that what we'll be dealing with tonight is how to do motion graphics, and sorry, my screen is not responding. I don't know why. Sorry, please. Okay. I don't know why my screen is not responding, but anyways,
Just give it some seconds.
all right. Okay. Now, this is my table of content page. Yeah. So, like I told you earlier, I'm going to be very brief with these slides. I just have about 6 or 7 slides. I'm going to be very brief, but I just wanted to have an information of what we are going to do before we go into what we are doing. I won't be taking your time at all. Take my words for it. So, in this table of contents, I have my introduction, the key characteristics of graphic design, examples, the benefits. So now, what is motion graphics? What is motion graphics? For those that are hearing about motion graphics for the first time, from the word motion, you should know that it has to do with movement. So motion graphics is a type of animation that combines graphic design elements with motion to communicate informations, meaning you can tell stories with motion graphics. You can do cartoons with motion graphics. You can pass informations with motion graphics. Initially, I had it in mind to put my slides in motion, but because of 1 or 2 reasons, I didn't. But just follow me carefully, and I believe you will learn a lot. So the key characteristics of a motion graphics design. The first one is the animated visual. Your animated visual, it's very important. The motion graphics uses animation to bring graphics elements to life. Now, the elements you use, for those that have not done graphic design before, element means the stuffs, the things, the text, the pictures, and the other things, the shapes you use in your graphic design. Those are the elements. So the element you use, it really matters, because it's these elements that brings about beauty to your graphic design. So your graphical elements, the motion graphics often include text, shape, like I said earlier, your image, your visual, and elements. The 3 point says here says conveying information or telling stories. Motion graphics convey informations and tell stories. Then the fifth one says it's versatile. It's very versatile. Motion graphics can be used in various media. It can be used, those that are doing video, they use motion graphics. Those that are into even news, when you watch your news, motion graphics is what brings the name of whoever is casting the news, you understand, and stuff like that. In movies, in between or at the end of movies, they use motion graphics. So let's go to the examples of motion graphics. Now, an animated logo is a motion graphics. An animated logo, if you're a brand owner, or if you see some brands that do videos, the first thing you see in their videos is their logo. You see the logo moving. So that logo moving from one place to another is motion graphics. Explainer videos, short videos that are used to explain complex concepts or produce a simple and engaging way. Short videos can be, okay, short, you can create a design and animate it to tell a story. Social media animated graphics used in social media posts or stories to capture attention of, attention and engage audience. Motion graphics can be used to capture audience. You see, there is competition. Every business has competitors. Every business has competitors. So now, but the things you do that gives you edge over your competitor determines how much you will sell. So for wise business owners that use motion graphics to tell or attract audience, get more sales. So title and sequence, animated title using video or films to set the tone and establish the narratives. You can also use motion graphics for infographics. For those that don't know what infographics is a design of informations that contains a lot of informations, most times text, and probably a little some icons and sometimes picture. And also infographics can sometimes contain illustrations. So I will conclude with this before we go into the practical properly. By leveraging these benefits, motion graphics can be a powerful tool for communication, storytelling, and brand building. If you leverage on motion graphics, it will be a powerful tool for you to communicate to your audience, your target audience, because whatever you put out there attracts your audience. Storytelling and brand building. All right, I want us to go into practical proper. And for this, our practical, I want to use what all of us can relate to. I want to use a tool that everyone can relate to. We all know Canva. Canva is a tool that is easily accessible. You don't need to go and download it anywhere. Canva is easily accessible online. You can go online and type www.canva.com and then subscribe. And if you don't have money to subscribe, you can use Canva for free. There are some tools, there are some assets in Canva that are free. Okay. I want to switch this. I'm coming, please, to Canva. I want to switch to Canva, please. Can you see my screen, please? Trying to switch to Canva.
We're not seeing your screen.
How about now?
Yes.
All right. Now, this is more or less a graphics design for a newsroom. Let's take, for instance, a news house asks you to design a motion graphics for them. All of us might not be watching news, but most of us here have one way or other come in contact with our television. We have watched news either by compulsion or willingly, and we are familiar with what is on our screen. Now, if a news house contacts you to design a motion graphics for them, the first thing that comes to your mind is how to the audience or the information you are conveying to them. News means north, east, west, south. So if you are talking about cardinal points, what should come to your mind is the globe. Now I have the globe, I have breaking news, and my shapes. These are the elements I want to use for this purpose. Now, but this is just a graphics and not a motion graphics because there is no motion. How do I convert this to a motion graphics? Is by adding motion, adding, animating all that is here. Now let's start with this globe. Let's start with this globe. If I'm to animate this globe, what animation will I use? What animation will I use that will make this globe move continuously? So there are several animations here. There are several animations. This is one, but this is not what I want. I want something that will make it move continuously. All right. Come in, please. All right. I'm trying to look for a very good animation for this. Very good animation. Let me use this blur animation. Let me use this blur animation. I can increase the speed. I can reduce the speed. I can increase the speed and reduce the speed. Okay. Animating this is carefully selecting my animation. Now you see it's coming in gradually. It's coming in gradually. But yet my design is not complete. I still need to animate this and the text. So for this, I can use a sliding animation. I can use a sliding animation. I can use a sliding animation, but the speed the speed of everything must rhyme. The speed of all my my elements must rhyme. Some can be faster than the other, but the important thing to note is that the elements at the bottom should appear before the elements at the top. The elements at the bottom should appear before the elements at the top. So I want to adjust the intensity of my or the speed of this element. This has changed. I need to manage the speed. This is too fast. It's too fast. All right. I will give this the same sliding in effect, but from the opposite direction. I'll give it the sliding in effect, but from the opposite direction. Then my text. There are a lot of text effects here, but I want to use the general effect for it. This is fast. So like this, I've created a motion graphics for a news house, but this graphics is incomplete without a sound. It is very, very not complete without a sound. Now, Canva has a lot of elements. So I got this element earlier so that I will not take your time. Canva has a lot of elements. If you come to the element tab, these are a list of elements they have. But rather than going through the list, I will just go to what I want. I want a sound. So I can type okay, I can just go to audio. And if you want to generate too, Canva has a lot of AI. It has a lot of features that people don't know about. I can come here and type news sound. This is a long list of sounds. So you choose whichever one goes with what you are doing. And one thing with infographics is the sound must synchronize with whatever you are doing. The sound synchronize. This doesn't go. For the sake of time, I will ask that we drop this sound thing aside. Adding sound to a motion graphics is not something that you should be taught to do, because you have a long list of sound. You can choose from whichever one you want. Now, for those that are business owners, are business owners, I picked, you can, if you're a business owner and you use Canva a lot. Now, most business owners sorry, let me switch this from, let me switch this. I mean, I'm looking for my, okay. So most business owners go to Canva to get, they go to Canva most times to get designs, already made designs. Now, if you're a business owner that doesn't know that does that, now this is something you can do that gives you an edge over other people that do that. Now, this is an already made design. This is an already made design. It's been done already. But adding motion graphics to this design will give you an edge over someone that just posts this design. Now, if you are taking a graphic design from Canva and someone else is using the same graphic design, most times I go online and I see different people selling products and they are using the same design. Where did they get the design from? Canva. And it doesn't really make sense. So if you are doing this and you want to have an edge over your competitor, so I will not advise that you go and be editing Canva designs, because your customers will not see you as serious. But if you want to do an infographics from an already made design like this. It is very simple. Now, these are the elements. I have a shape, I have a picture, I have text, I have, yes, text, and this the logo. Now, this is Amdor Footwears. If I want to animate this, if I want to put motion into this, how do I do it? Now, the first thing you need to understand is that there are layers. Some designs are on, some elements are on top of the other. Like I said earlier, the elements below most times should appear first. The elements below most times, or all the time, should appear first before others. But here we don't really have elements below except for this green thing, that this green shape that this shoe is overlaying. So to animate this, the first thing I want to do is to animate this the shoe sales, and the sliding in, the sliding in, the sliding in animation is what I want to still use for this. This and this. But it doesn't make sense that the two are sliding in from the same side. If one is sliding in from the top, the others should slide in either from the bottom or from the other side. But this would, it wouldn't really make sense if this sales is sliding in from the right side, because there is an element beside it. So now we can make this slide in from the bottom. Then for the text below the sales, we can just add this animation, this merge animation, and then work on the speed. I want to reduce the intensity. This arrow, let's give the arrow this pan animation, so it will slide in from the right. This up to can slide in from the left as well. It can slide in from the left. And this, let's give it this feel. Okay. Now this is a shape underlining a text. So for this, like I said earlier, the shape or the underlaying element must appear first before the overlaying element. And please take note, repeating the same animation sometimes can look boring. It can look boring. So for this, I want to add the blur. I want to add the blur animation. I want to add the blur animation. Then for this last text down, I like to add the, let's see how the row looks like. It's not good. This is not good. Let's see this. This is better. Now for our shoe, let's see which animation best. Let's see this. Let me reduce the speed. If we add a banging sound to this is once upon a time a static graphics design. This is once upon a time a static graphic design. The motions we added to it brought life into it. That is what the English will call personification. We have personified a static design. So if you are doing this with all your with all your designs, if let me not say all, if you are doing this with most of your designs, you will have edge over your competitors. If you add a banging sound to this, a sound that bangs, it will call the attention of people to see what is banging. Imagine someone scrolling on the social media and then he sees something that is not usual. In fact, in the social media space, you hardly see stuff like this. You hardly see. I'm not saying stuff like this doesn't exist, but you hardly see something like this in the social media space. So, and then if someone is seeing something that he has not seen before, or he's seeing something that is not common, it will attract the person's attention. So, and as the texts are coming, the person will be interested to know what whoever posts what he's seeing is communicating. So I will do a last one, and this last one is the TGIF we do at Amdoranalytics. We do, thank God it's Friday designs at Amdoranalytics, but I would just do a normal thank God it's Friday graphics, motion graphics for you to see. Now for a TGIF, one of your elements, they matter. Your element matters a lot. If you come here to the element space and type happy lady, you get a lot of pictures of different happy ladies. Let's use this and remove the background. So we're going to be doing this on a plain background. Why I choose TGIF is because TGIF is not a design that has a lot of wahala. It's just straightforward. Thank God it's Friday. So now I will need text and shape to communicate my thank God it's Friday. I'll go back to my elements to look for shapes. Let's choose this shape. Let's choose this shape. I want someone to suggest a color that I should use for this shape. I need a color suggestion. If you are following, please unmute your mic and suggest me a color. Hello?
Green color.
Green. Okay. But you know your color must go with the outfit of the element you are using. Your color must match. If I use green on this, it will not match. So what color goes with this? What about blue?
Osh blood.
What about this? I don't know what osh blood is. Oh. All right, thank you very much for that suggestion. I've gotten one color already. I think these two colors go. Trying to fix the design. Now the message you're trying to pass across is thank God it's Friday. TGIF. 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 I need a font that is very bold. So I come to the font site to look for a very, very bold font. Let me see this. Something that is bold that can communicate what, because TGIF is the call to action, so it must be very visible. Now I have to make this TGIF more visible by changing the color to white. And then also think of other elements I can use to make this thing come to have more life. Can go to my element bar to look for other elements. Let me type celebration. See, I'll get element. To make this as simple as possible. Okay. Party popper. Trying to get elements to use. Let me check for buzzer. Right. I'm not seeing what I want. Let me check manually. Sticker. Sticker. Sorry, I'm trying to look for elements that I can use to make this more lively. All right. Okay, I have an animated background. I don't need to put motion in this because it has motion. So I have an animated background. I hope these colors are good. I hope this is not color riot.
Yes, the blue is not matching with the yellow.
All right. Let's change this blue to something that matches with the yellow. What color goes with yellow?
Black is a general color. It will go with every color.
Black won't be good for this. Black is in graphics design, you don't count black and white as colors. You don't count black and white as colors. And then I will tell you this for free. If you are doing a design, you should not have more than 3 colors on the design. Once it's more than 3, it's a problem.
Which software is this?
This is Canva. I said it earlier. This is Canva. I'm using what everybody can easily access. So, but if you register with us, we teach you how to use other sophisticated softwares. But for this free masterclass, we are teaching you what you can relate with, what you can come by easily. So when we are done with this class, you can go and practice on your own. Right now, you can turn on your phone and download the Canva app and use.
It's also accessible on mobile phones.
It's very accessible on your mobile phone. Yes, I still need your suggestions too as regards the color to use. All right, what we are doing is motion graphics. Let's just go with the color we have. Motion graphics is what we are doing. How to animate all these things is what uh, we are here for. So now we have four elements here: the background, the picture, the shape, and the text. Those are the four background. Those are the four elements we have. Now to animate these elements, you need to first look at your design first to see, check the directions that your animations can come in from. Our background is already animated on its own, but our other elements need to be personified. It needs to be animated. So now what do we do? This black shape can come in from the left. This text can come in from the right. And this lady can come in from the bottom. Let me try it out. Let me reduce the speed of this. All right, let me change the direction of this. Yeah. Now we've achieved what we want. It's making more sense. I've added motion to this. Now, when you add your music to it, because of time, I want to round up by 7 and then take questions. When you are done doing all your motions, don't forget it is important that you look for a sound that goes with what you have done, a sound that synchronizes with what you have just animated. For example, now for this, I can just add a celebration sound, a very short jam that expresses, that help or that further expresses the emotions in the design. Come in, let me. Duration is very important too. Duration is important. Let me put this at 5 seconds. Now see this. So it's still very fast. This lady is still very fast. I need to reduce her intensity of her animation. She's very fast. Let me reduce the intensity of all. So we have had this animated. And we have perfectly done a TGIF animation. We have done a shoe sales animation, and we have also done a news house animation. Now I will end on this note. Now you can use graphic animations to tell stories. You can use graphic animations to tell stories. Now, if you are looking at your screen now, you will notice that two scenes. This is the first scene. This is the second scene. Two scenes appeared before you. I just played two scenes. So imagine I want to tell a story, or I want to create cartoon for kids, or educational cartoon for kids. I can sit down, look for elements that explains the story. For example, if I want to tell the story of uh, which let's take for example tortoise and elephant. I want to create the story of tortoise and elephant. I can just download elements of or pictures of elephants and tortoise, then look for how to arrange them scene by scene, then do a voiceover that explains the story or that tells the story. While the voiceover is playing, your animation is playing scene by scene, and by the time you are done with it, you can even sell the story online. You can sell the story online and make your money. All right. So if you join our full class, I will teach you how to make money from this animation. These are just basics. These are the basics. If you join our full class, we will write a full story, a full story. It's a graphic design class, but these stuffs are just like a bonus to it. You know, if you have a graphic design skill and you're not making from it, the skill is a waste. And if you have a graphic design skill and all you do with the graphic design is make graphic design, you are just wasting uh, your skill. These are extra things you can do with your graphic design skill to fetch you money. You can tell stories with it. You can design graphic design that is telling stories, then add animations to it like that, and then put a voiceover that tells the story that you have designed. So like that, you get people patronizing you. You get people buying what you do. For example, now me personally, I'm trying to embark on a project, and that project is to design um, a video for kids. Design an educational video for kids. Once I'm done designing this video, I sell it out to schools. I sell it out to schools nearby, and then from there, and then there will be a copyright to it. You know, it's my personal stuff, so it can't be duplicated by anyone. It can't be sold by anyone else. Whoever sells my property will be sued. So you can do educational content for children. You can do for adults. You can do for different levels of individual, and like that, you get yourself a lot of money. One other thing you can do with this animation is PowerPoint presentations. You can do PowerPoint presentations. If you register for this course, I will teach you how to make money from PowerPoint. How you can do PowerPoint presentations and sell to people that are in the academia. If you are a student and you can do PowerPoint, you know you will make money. When I was in the university, I was making money from creating PowerPoint presentation. Now, if you are creating PowerPoint presentation and you are adding animation to the presentation, imagine how much you'll be making every year or every month from the presentations. I would like to stop the class here so and entertain questions. If you have any questions, please. Do you have any questions?
Hello, Frank.
Yes.
Yeah, we're done.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you can stop sharing now so I can continue since there is no question.
All right. How do I stop sharing? Okay.
All right, thank you very much. And then, well done, everyone, for those that joined us for the beginning of the program till now. Just like I promised us that the program is going to be very short and brief. We are not going to take more than 2 hours, and of course, we are less than 2 hours into the program. All right, so now we have thought about how you can create amazing graphics. Okay, this is just like is 1%, if not less than 1% of what you're going to be learning if you join Amdoranalytics program. So let me talk about, when we started it, right? I shared my screen and I showed us how much graphic designers are earning, which I use one platform that is read.uk or .co.uk. I used it to show us how much these guys are earning. And again, you can go out there, make research by yourself and see how much they are earning. Now, how much is our graphic design? Very simple, cheap, and in fact, very, very affordable price. A graphic design program is 40,000 naira. 40,000 naira. I know somebody was expecting to hear 200,000 naira, 300,000 naira, but it's 40,000 naira. So if you don't even need graphic design, let's say you don't need it as a per skills, you need it for your brand. Imagine learning everything that you need to know about graphic design. Now, it's beyond graphic design. There's one thing people do not understand about Amdoranalytics graphic design program. It's beyond the graphic design. There is a lot, just like he said, teaching you how you can create PowerPoints, how you can add the appealing animations using PowerPoint. These are beyond the normal graphic design classes. So our graphic design program here at Amdoranalytics is 40,000 naira, and you're learning it for 6 weeks. So classes are Saturdays and Sundays as usual, 2 hours. So every day, our Saturdays are 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. to 2 hours. Friday, Saturday and Sunday for 6 weeks. You are paying just a token. This is just we are just seeing it. This is a way that we can give back to the community. Okay, this is a way we can give back community, because if we really want to charge for that program, we can't charge less than 150,000 naira for the graphic design. We can't charge less than that. 150 to 200,000 naira that we can charge, but we just made up our mind. You know what? Let's give it back to the society. People really want to get graphics for their brands. I know a lot of people. Now, let me tell you something. If you want to design a single graphic for your brand, there are some single graphic that you'll be paying. In fact, let me say plus or minus 10,000 naira per graphic, 10,000 naira. So imagine you learning it, know how to do it, be doing it for yourself. So you see that it's actually a very big plus for you. So you are learning this thing for the rate of 40,000 naira for 6 weeks. So just like I said, I always tell people, there's no perfect time for you to start anything. The hour to start whatever you want to start is now. If you're waiting for that perfect time, trust me, for people that waited for our program, I think I was some months ago there about last year. This was not the perfect time for me to register and all that. And when they, joined the program, maybe you reached out to us this year, and the program fee have somehow increased. Right, so they will see that there's no perfect time to start anything that you want to do. The best time to start it is now. Imagine that you want to, there's this job opening out there that, okay, guy, do you want to be earning a lot of money? And if the answer is yes, there's this opportunity for you. And that opportunity is in the graphic design space, something you could actually learn for 40,000 naira. Oh God. So it will be a very big, I don't want to say, use the word, right, but that's just what it takes. So our graphic design program is starting on 28th of this month, and we're expecting to see you there at the rate of 40,000 naira. So guys, our application is open. We are not waiting for anybody. The class is ongoing, and of course it is fast, fast filling. So see you guys in the class, and of course do not forget to tell people about Amdoranalytics and the amazing work we do here at Amdoranalytics. Cheers, everyone.